Hello, everybody. This is Robin Leslie with OnlyTheInspired.com doing day 14 of OnlyTheInspired.com Coach Summit, and it's all about the value of coaching. Yay. So today, first of all, if you haven't been watching these yet, my name is Robin Leslie, and I'm the founder of OnlyTheInspired.com, which is incredible coaching platform that is launching September 1st, and it's like a Netflix style membership site where you pay a monthly fee and you get access to all of the coaching and courses and live group coaching on the site, which is absolutely incredible because the value of these coaches is amazing, and you're going to have a perfect example of that today with the two women that we have coming on, so I'm super excited. So make sure that you let us know where you're listening from, what your name is. There's a little link at the top of the post that gives StreamYard permission to let us know who you are in the chat. And it works for most people. It doesn't work for all people. And then make sure that if you're watching this, start a watch party. I really want as many people as possible to hear what these coaches have to say because we're all connected and we all go through the same kind of things. And some of us have already been through certain struggles, and that's where the coaches come from, where they can help you do whatever it is in life that you want to do. So I am going to bring up our first coach. Hello, Lynn.
Hi, Robin.
So we have the beautiful Lynn Lessell here. And so on the little post, I put health and fitness coach, but I was rewatching the interview. So it's been a couple months, right? It's been, we recorded this June 30th. And, she is much more of a identity coach, and she'll talk a little bit about that in the interview. And so I'm super excited to have her here. Yay. So where are you at right now? Oh, you're in Florida.
I am in Florida, yes.
So are the COVID numbers going up or down? What are they? I haven't watched the news lately.
The testings may be up a little bit, but the hospitalizations are down. The severity of it in the cases is down. It's really just noting cases that pop up, not necessarily that they're dangerous level cases. And that's the good thing about it. So we're feeling pretty good about it.
Good. And where in Florida are you?
I'm in Southeast Florida. I'm in Boca Raton.
Oh, okay. Got you. Oh, that's where Tony Robbins is. Isn't it? I think.
I'm not really sure. I'm not his neighbor, so I really couldn't tell you.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure he's got a super nice house. Yeah, but I think that's where he moved to from California, was Boca Raton, Florida. So awesome. Very cool. So are you ready to watch the interview that we did a couple months ago?
Sure.
Awesome. And so just to let everybody know, we're going to play the interview, and then we're going to bring Lynn back up. So make sure you post any comments that you have in the chat. And she's also going to come back on live for questions and answers. So make sure that you post any questions that you have for her there. Okay, and then I am going to share my screen, and we're going to play the interview, and I will see you in about 33 minutes. Okay, Lynn?
Sounds great.
Okay, mute yourself, okay? onlytheinspired.com, here to do another amazing interview with Miss Beautiful Lynn Lessell. So let's get to know her a little bit. So Lynn, in a couple of minutes, describe who you are and how you help people.
Well, Robin, I appreciate you asking. My clients actually call me the identity coach. And the reason is because I help them discover their secret identity. And where does that come into play? Well, a lot of professionals that I work with have a frustration feeling like they're not getting the return on investment that they're making when they network. And what a lot of people don't realize is that almost every experience we have is a type of networking. What we're doing right now, in a sense, is networking. What is networking? It's building connections. And when we want to build really, really tight connections, there's really a special way to go about it. And I've come up with 3 steps and a formula that really has transformed the way a lot of professionals that I have worked with are actually building connections.
Oh, very cool. So how did you get started in this business, and what was the event or series of events that happened to get you to do this?
And in industries, I've always really helped people and been business development, helped with building businesses and making great connections. And that was just me. That was the nature of who I am. But through the years, I had a lot of stress. I had what I refer to as many hat syndrome, where from the time I was just a little kid, my little itty bitty hats went to become bigger hats. And why is that? Because I think with all the expectations that get put on us from other people, we start to be the people that others expect us to be, rather than being the person that we want ourselves to be. And so with working with those wellness centers, I decided I was going to become a certified health coach. And I was working on helping a lot of professionals with that because I'm a member of 2 chambers. And through that, I started hearing a lot of professionals complaining about this hamster wheel society they're on, and I can't because I have to. And I'm so frustrated. I feel like I'm spending so much money on going to networking events, and I'm just leaving with a stack of cards, and I'm not really getting extra business, and what's going on. And I actually just started doing what I've always done and helping those people. And it just became a demand. People wanted to know, how did I do what I do? And then the people I was working with called me the identity coach. And now I'm teaching people how to elevate their elevator pitch in the chamber. So it's really been an interesting dynamic. It's kind of like my clients chose me rather than me choosing my clients. And the wonderful thing about it, Robin, is that when I work with these people on how to be able to build these better connections, ultimately, all the other dimensions in their life get better. And what's beautiful about that is that it really can affect our health. One of the problems that I had from many hat syndrome was the fact that it was causing so much stress internally. And here's the thing. We don't pay attention to all the little signals until we get that big red flag that pops up. And then we go and try to fix it. By that point, we're not even sure what caused it. And so now we're getting even more stressed out of the frustration of why the stress caused this significant issue. Well, when you use my steps, my formula, and you actually put it all together and you start building all these better connections, and you have all of this magic happening from this beautiful secret identity that you now never even knew you yourself had, your stress level goes down, your energy goes up, and your health actually improves. You can get better sleep. Some gut issues can go away. So I'm not only a certified health coach, I'm a certified life coach. And so we work on all the dimensions of someone's life to really just transform from where they are and where they want to go to. And we do it rather quickly.
Right. And I like that. When we first talked, you talked about helping people see the things that they don't see, and how, we do everything that other people expect us to do. So how do you help them get out of that, where we find our own identity? Because that's a tough place. A lot of us, actually get into careers because other people think we should, our parents or whatever, we kind of go that. So I know, and that's a place of where people get really frustrated and lost, because it's like this, I am not being me. And I know you help people, discover that a little bit more about themselves. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
I absolutely can. One of the things that I really like to share with people is my thoughts about where the identity really is the question that we don't ask ourselves. So I'll typically ask somebody, who's your favorite superhero? And now that you've got that, what's their alter ego? Do you know who they are? But for the moment, let's do a little imagination, and let's talk about somebody everybody knows, no matter how old or young you are. Superman, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Superman is expected to save everyone from harm and protect everyone in the world and show up the minute someone yells help.
Mm-hmm.
As Clark Kent, his alter ego, he actually is expected to report all the current news in amazing writing and report the news about himself as Superman.
Mm-hmm.
So what about before he actually became an adult? As Superboy, he was still saving people, but he also had a social network of friends who had certain expectations from him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he also had two families. He had his Earth family and his alien family.
Mm-hmm.
And each one of those families expected different things from him because he was from different worlds.
Right.
So here's my question, Robin, and I hope the listeners can actually think about this. Did anybody ever ask Superman who he wanted to be?
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
Who would he be if he ever had the chance to decide that? That's that faceless identity that's deep down inside at the core of who we are, that we most often don't have enough time to even ask ourselves, who would we want that to be?
Mm-hmm.
Because we're so busy wearing all of these hats. And so I ask the right questions in order to be able to help somebody start to actually think from that perspective, to take them out of all those other environments where everybody else expects certain things from them.
Right.
And really put themselves into the place that's really there. So I'll ask, what's the one thing about you that doesn't change no matter what changes around you? And it's not always an easy answer. We think that we have it, but when we really start to think about it and dig a little bit deeper, it can change. I know for me, it definitely changed, because when I finally figured out how to make that change for myself and got onto the other side, let's face it, the facts around me don't change, but my perception of everything certainly has.
Mm-hmm.
And let's face it, if there's somebody that you can't see when you're trying to build relationships with other people, isn't it possible that maybe they can't see that person either?
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think there's a lot of us that, for a big part of our life don't actually know who we are. And it's a journey to find that out. And I love that you help people find that. So describe your ultimate vision for your business.
My ultimate vision for my business is to be able to have an impact on as many people as possible, which is one of the reasons why I'm in the process of getting my website together, to be able to offer an online platform, because I'm only one person. So I can obviously only work with so many people all at once.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to be able to make sure that I can make a connection to as many people that would need it. And it all kind of generated with my Me Monday concept, which is where I really believe is the first step towards that secret identity. Did I share with you about Me Monday on our last call?
No, I don't think so.
So Me Monday came to life a little over a year ago, and it was my way of putting a day on the calendar every week that you schedule something special for yourself. Okay? I've had people say, why Monday? I said, that's why Monday.
Because nobody likes Monday.
Guess what? I'm changing that.
Uh-huh.
I've actually had several people not really take me seriously at first. So I said, all right, I'm going to make sure people take me seriously. And I invested in trademarking Me Monday. And as of April, it's an officially registered trademark. So I want to invite everybody who's listening to this today to know that I have officially put Monday on your calendar as a holiday every week. So just the same as you celebrate every other holiday on your calendar, you can now celebrate that by scheduling something, whether it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, a half an hour, the whole day. But it's time that's especially for you. And that's really the first step to discovering your secret identity.
I love that. That's awesome. So what beliefs do you have that set you apart from your competition? And I'm a collaboration versus competition person, but we all have different perspectives. So what do you think your different perspective is?
My different perspective, you know, Robin, I appreciate that question. I'm not so sure that it's a perspective as much as it is, for lack of a better way to put it, maybe my superpower that makes me stand out from everybody else. Because when I'm working with either a group or an individual, I can tune in on all the little details that someone shares with me. And so when I reflect those details back, or I know the right questions to ask them about those details, they're almost hearing things about themselves for the first time. And that really helps them be able to zone in on discovering their secret identity. I've worked with so many people over the past year that they all ask me, how do you do that? I'm not really sure. All I know is that I do. And I'm glad that I can, because the truth of the matter is, I'm really not giving them any information that they didn't already have.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just repeating back to them what I hear that they haven't heard from themselves. And it's a beautiful thing when people can discover what they already know and just didn't realize they did.
Mm-hmm.
I love being able to experience that with my clients, because I visually get to see some of these people, and I can see how their lives have just become so different. So it's very rewarding. And I believe that tuning into those fine details is really what makes me stand out.
Oh, I love that. That's awesome. And yeah, sometimes we could say something and not realize that there's a meaning behind it. And I love that you could pull that out and go, is this what you meant? Huh. Well, yeah. So what was the hardest thing to overcome when starting your business?
What was the hardest thing to overcome? That's a great question.
Because there's a lot of people out there that want to start their business or that are starting their business. That's why I ask, because we're all so much alike, and you know, it's part of the connection thing. And
yeah, you know, I think it was the hardest thing was really deciding, as I'm thinking about it now, probably how to structure it. My bachelor's degree is in business management and marketing. And I've started many small businesses in the past, and I've helped a lot of new business startups. So it's kind of like a little extra talent, I guess, that I have. But originally, I started out talking individually with clients.
Mm-hmm.
That was what I really thought I was going to do. And I guess what felt hard about that was that I wasn't helping as many people as I really wanted. And I discovered by working with groups, especially now with what I help people with, having those groups together actually gave the people in the group the power to be able to hear the same struggle from a different perspective, because these are all professionals who maybe have different businesses,
Mm-hmm.
have different specialties, different expertise, and except that they were going through the same struggle from a different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And Rob, I have to say, and I'm sure you found this in people that you work with, there are no two people the same, even if there's only a 1% difference. That
Mm-hmm.
1% difference is as big as a universe. So what works for one person doesn't necessarily work for another, which is why it's so special when someone can actually hear themselves talk about themselves and then discover new things.
Right, right. Very cool. So this next question I ask everybody, because some people have it and some people don't. And I think it's a really important question. So do you have the support network of friends and family encouraging you to do this? Or is this something that you feel compelled to do and you're doing it no matter what anybody says? Kind of like the expectation thing, right?
Well, that's an interesting, it's actually a question, Robin, because I have a lot of support, absolutely. But the interesting thing is, for so many years, I had people that would ask me if I do this for a living, and I would always say, do what? And they would say, well, you must be a therapist, or you must be a psychologist, or you must be a coach, or you must be a consultant. I'm like, no. And they would say, you should. And I was like, and then suddenly when I decided to try and better myself for the wellness centers to go and get certified as a coach, suddenly it just kind of happened. I said, all right, I guess this was what I was meant to do. So it wasn't really that anybody expected it of me, and it really wasn't anybody pushing me to do it. It just kind of got to the point where I guess I was doing it so much that it seemed like I could help more people if I created my own business and got out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just share with you, as much as my clients call me the identity coach, my business name I chose was Itz Why. Because when people discover the things that they didn't know about themselves, it really explains why things will change.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just it made sense. It's why I started doing this, because of all these people that asked me if I was already doing it. Mm-hmm. So that's why I ended up getting into this. That's how it all happened.
That's awesome. And it's funny that you didn't realize that, and people are going, hello, you're really good at this. You really should do this. So what is your favorite thing about your business?
Wow. My favorite thing is kind of twofold. It's really all the new connections that I get to build, but it's witnessing the new connections that everyone else gets to build. It's really very magical. I had worked with a client who I would see at many of these different networking events, business events, and I would always see them walking around. I would always see them not talking to anybody. Almost that like, you know, somebody noticed me, come talk to me. Right. Right. And after we work together, not only are they very active in the Chamber of Commerce now, but they're helping other people make connections, and they're out there talking to everyone. And their business has completely changed. And for me to be able to witness that and know that just partnering with someone to help them discover what they already know on their own and watch that transformation, to see the evidence of that transformation, it's magic. It's like being on that magic carpet with Aladdin, going through a whole new world, you know. It's just, it's really magical. And I feel so honored when people actually partner with me to allow me to share in that. That's my favorite part.
That's beautiful. I love that. So what inspires you? What are you passionate about? And it doesn't have to be business.
Jeez. I'm passionate about a lot of things. I'm passionate about the fact that I now laugh every day. I'm just passionate about creativity. I'm very artistic and creative by nature. I'm a chronic think outside the box type of person. So I love being different. And so I typically describe myself as a cartoon on feet because I'm very animated. I know I talk with my hands a lot. And I'm passionate about people. And I think that passion and that belief in self-responsibility, that passion in identity, that passion, I think, is what drives me. It's so important, and I'm living, walking proof of it. And so I just like to share the passion.
I love that. Well, and we all need more passion in our lives. Absolutely. So who inspires you?
Who inspires me? You know, it's funny. I didn't really have an answer for that, but just yesterday I had a conversation with someone that reminded me of who inspires me. And that would be my grandmother. That was a woman who lived through more societal change in her lifetime than I think I could really express that I've gone through. And yet she was, at times when women were not even important, the main person in the business that her and my grandfather ran. She was always the leader. She was always the entrepreneur. And she was always the one that no matter what changed around her, she'd acclimate herself to that in such a way of calmness, at least from where I could see. It seemed that way. She was always the go-to person that helped people make sense out of what just didn't seem to make any sense at all. And so I realized when I thought about that question, she would be the person that I always bring to mind if I was searching for an answer for myself, because she was the role model for me that got me through an awful lot of things as I grew up and even into my adult life. And I can honestly say she's been gone for a very long time, even though she had a very long life. And I miss her terribly, but her legacy, the mentor she was, the example that she set was so timeless that it stays with me. and is an inspiration for sure.
That is beautiful. Yay.
Thanks.
So, last question. If you could leave one tip or one golden nugget for the people listening, and it was the only thing you could say and your only chance to say it, what would that be?
Discover your secret identity, starting out with self-responsibility. Learn how to kick the have-to habit and become number one on your to-do list, because that is the first step towards discovering the person who you truly want to be.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And yeah, we should be, this is our life. We should, we have to be important. We have to be, super important in our own life. That's awesome.
You know what, Robin? It sounds so simple, but the people that I have worked with have truly struggled, and they really think about it. And so that's the golden nugget, the shiniest nugget that I think I can give you, for sure.
So many of us put our own wants and beliefs and desires on the back burner because we have so much pressure to please everybody else. And so sometimes you got to hit a wall before you actually take a look in the mirror and go, what have I done for me? And discovering actually who I am, who I really want to be, not what these other people want me to be. And that's so important. And yeah, like you said, with health issues and stuff, sometimes you have to hit that wall hard before you actually go, wait, something's not working here.
Right.
Yeah. And if you could jump to that point before you hit the wall and realize, all right, I'm not really being me. How do I become that? You are a perfect person for people to reach out to and go, okay, help me, because I want to live that fulfilled life where it means it to me, not to everybody else.
Yeah. And the bottom line is, the result of that is that when you're better for yourself, you're 100% better for everybody else. So everybody wins.
Well, and but at the same time, sometimes we have to be better for ourselves no matter what other people expect. They might go, wait, I don't like this new you. Well, it doesn't really matter if you do or not. This is me. Yeah, this is my life. And so sometimes, there's just super pressure sometimes from families and friends of what they expect from you. But yeah, you have to find that for you. And then once they get used to it, it's like, I love the new you. Yes,
Well, so here's the thing. If we become the person that we think other people want us to be and we're not ourselves, then you're not really being yourself if you're always going to worry about that. It's not about how other people, let's face it, not everyone in the world is going to like everybody else. That's human nature. Some of us get along better with others. We find that every day. But when I say we're better for other people and other people will benefit, I know a lot of people say, well, I can't do something for myself because I have to take care of my kids. Or I can't do something for myself because I have to take care of my parents. But if you're always in that mindset, who's putting that pressure on you? They're not really doing that, because there are a lot of things that we may have to do. But if we do them the way we want to do them, might that be different? Totally. Really what it comes down to. So I think in the end, if you're taking care of parents, maybe elderly parents, the way you want to, you're happier when you're with them. If you're doing things with your kids the way you want to, not because you have to, then they're going to enjoy that time with you as you're going to enjoy with them. Same thing with a spouse or a partner. It's being able, the way I put it is my focus is on leveling it up. Okay. And so I truly believe that we can't actually level anything that's external. We have to level it up inside first. And if we do that, everything else gets better.
That's awesome. So is there anything else that you would like to share with the audience?
I would just like to share that I would like to be able to donate a 30-minute conversation to anybody who might want to see if they have a secret identity they haven't met yet.
And I think there's a ton of people out there. So how would they schedule that with you? How would they get in touch with you?
They can email info@itzwhy.com, and Itz is spelt with a Z, so it's info, INFO, at ITZWHY.com.
I love that. Awesome. So for all of you listening, I'm sure you know a couple people who are kind of lost and they just don't know who they are, or it could be you. Please take a minute to share this video, because everybody deserves to find what their own superpower is, what really lights them up, and to start living who they are, not who everybody else wants them to be. So please share the video. And again, if you want that 30-minute consultation with Miss Lynn, you go to info@itzwhy.com. It's ITZWHY.com. So we appreciate you being here. Thank you very much, Lynn, for being here and pick your brain just a little bit. I appreciate the opportunity. Yes, I love your heart. You got a great heart, and I love what you're doing, and it's awesome. So thank you, everybody. We will see you next time. Okay.
Hey, Robin.
Hi. So, Amanda Chambers, love Lynn, a great coach. And then Sharice Shyham says, that's awesome. Yay.
Thank you.
So what was that like for you to watch after a month and a half?
It actually was a little emotional, Robin. I got to tell you. I couldn't remember all the things we necessarily talked about, and Lord only knows I say the same thing several different ways every time I talk to somebody. But it's truly who I am. My whole heart was right out there. So I hope that anybody that watches this either live or on the replay, at least got a little something out of that interview. And I was able to make a little bit of an impact, because that's really what it's all about, Robin. Truly, that's really what it's all about. Mm-hmm. And I know I did mention in the interview about the getting myself on a virtual platform. And as we've previously talked in our discussions, that's kind of a lot of what's happened for a lot of us because of these unprecedented changes that we've had to experience. So if it's okay with you, I'll just share that website's going to go live by the end of this month. And so people can actually go to itzwhy.com to find out a lot more information. And it's, I think it's fabulous what you have done with this Coach Summit. I think it's incredible that you have not only given the opportunity for so many people to learn about the benefits of coaching through so many people already and so many people yet to come in this month. And I think they've also gotten to learn a lot about you. I know how much work has gone into this. And I know that it's so beneficial, not only for the people watching, but for all the coaches who have participated. Because for any of us coaches, there's always something that we might want to work on. And you've exposed us to all of these other coaches who are amazing and can be there for each other. So I'd like to take this opportunity to say a really special thank you to you, because you're highlighting so many other people out of, the nature of your heart. Everybody really should get a chance to know what a wonderful person you are.
Aw. So I remember somebody, and thank you very much for that. I remember, going through all these interviews, somebody had said, somebody should interview you. And I looked on your paper and it says, willing to interview me. Well, that's who it was, because I couldn't remember. And, because it would be weird to interview myself for sure. Yeah. And, unfortunately, a lot of people don't know what coaching does outside of sports. And, and we have coach after coach saying, I had a coach and a coach helped me with this, or I have 3 coaches. There's some coaches right now that have 3 coaches because they are there to help bring us to a new level. And sometimes you don't know what you don't know. And so, instead of being stuck there in a, I'm not going anywhere. I don't know how to go anywhere. I'm not sure what to do. That's why the coaches are here. And so, I for sure, and it's so exciting to interview 70 plus different coaches from all different backgrounds and to see how many of them actually have walked away from 6-figure jobs because it wasn't lighting them up. And that's what I'm all about, is lighting people up. And I love, so I would love to find out. And if anybody has any questions for Miss Lynn, put them in the chat. So can you give me a couple examples of, you said you were able to pull out something from a conversation of a couple clients where they weren't seeing what you were hearing, and just maybe a couple examples of the aha moments, like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I can. I spoke with someone recently who had said to me, when you're stuck on something, and that could be anything really, but of course, whoever we are and whatever we're stuck in feels as huge as the worst thing on the planet, right?
Totally.
And so if you're stuck and you feel like the biggest question in your mind is, do I ask for help, or do I just try to work it out on my own? And so what came up for me, I got this image of my mind of who I used to be before I discovered all of this. And I found myself in so many moments where I was making that decision and I felt like I was on the edge of a cliff. And it felt like if I asked for help, I was going over the edge of the cliff. And if I tried to work it out on my own, I was going over the edge of the cliff. So basically, my own mind was setting myself up for failure no matter which way I went. So I invited that person to reframe that and say, okay, I'm stuck in the muck. Do I ask for help, or do I work it out on my own? Which feels like the better way to go? Tap into what's coming up for me. Does it feel like I would rather ask for help, but I'm afraid to? Or does it feel like I really don't want to share it with anybody and I'd rather work it out on my own? What feels more important? When I was able to ask myself that question, when I made the choice, because we all have the power of choice. I never went off the cliff. When I made the choice, I turned around and walked away from the cliff. And so she said, wow, I never really thought about what I wanted to accomplish either way. Well, what gets you closer to the outcome? She said, I think that's so much easier to figure out now. It's real simple. We make it complicated.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So that's really what the aha moment is all about. The aha moment is discovering the things that get lost when we say, I can't do this because I have to do that. Or I can't do this because I have no time. That's why I feel, as I said in the video, it's time to kick that have to habit. It doesn't mean that there aren't required things that we have to experience in our life, but we have way more power of choice in everything that we do, because even the things that seem like we don't have any control over, we do have the power of choice on how we react to those things. And the reaction is what makes everything different.
Yes. Well, and so I love your metaphor. And sometimes, all right, so sometimes when somebody is asking the question, hi, Irene, when somebody's asking the question, do I ask for help or do I try and figure it out on my own? I think trying to do it on your own feels safer, because sometimes we might not have the clarity of, okay, if I ask for help, what am I asking for? Because I'm not sure where I want to go or what I want to do. And so maybe I'm going to try and figure this out. But that's what we've been trying to do forever, and we're not getting anywhere. And when you use a metaphor, you know, both of these are very scary for me, and I'm going to go off the cliff either way. And by you just saying this simple thing, turn around and walk away from the cliff, it's like, oh, well, I could do that. And it reminded me of what Tony Robbins says, you know, people will put more stuff in their bag, right? More stuff in their baggage. And it's getting heavier and heavier and heavier as we're going. He said, why don't you put down the bag? Just a simple metaphor. It's like, okay, I don't have to carry this I don't have to carry all this crap with me all the time. I can put down the bag, and then now I'm open to so much more possibility. And so I think, you know, just those little tweaks that a coach could do, and maybe you're not seeing things from this point of view. And, you know, I think a lot of times we're limited in our own perception of what we're supposed to do, because we only know what we know. And so to get that perspective from a coach, it's like, oh, bing, bing, bing. Yeah, that totally makes total sense to me. So I love that you use that simple metaphor. It's like, okay, I don't have to go off the cliff. Turn around, walk away from the cliff. There's no fear there now. Okay, so what's the next step? And I love that you're guiding people through that. And yeah, awesome. Yay.
Thank you, Robin.
I hope that made sense. Yeah, metaphor, sometimes it makes things so much easier. It's like, oh, okay, I had, you know, did not ever even think about looking at it that way. And that's what coaches do. And that's just one of the many, many things that coaches do. Mm-hmm. Yay. Yay. Yeah. And I'm super excited about your website. Finally getting in, you know, it's tedious. Yeah.
It's a lot of work, but you know, when you want to reach as many people as possible, I can't tell you how long people have been saying, you know, I went to look at your website, but I can't find it. Am I doing something wrong? And I'd be like, no, you know, because I really, before all of this happened with the stay-at-home order, everything was face-to-face. I was out there talking to people, meeting people, involved with people, working with people. And then when the stay-at-home order hit, it was like, okay, now I'm getting a message that it's time to give everyone what they have really been asking for, but give it to them in such a way that it's going to make a difference. And I hope that it will. It'll obviously be a work in progress, but I feel like if people want to know why something's happening to them, then itzwhy.com wants to be there for them.
Yes. And so just so everybody knows, just a reminder, all of the giveaways that the coaches are doing. So the 30-minute session that Lynn is going to give away, if you go in the group, the Coach Summit group, it'll be under the announcements. You'll see a guy going like this, and it says giveaways. So that's where all of that contact information is. And all of the coaches are actually in the group. So you can reach out and go, hey, Lynn, I loved your interview and I'd love to connect with you. And I love the availability of the coaches being right there. They're right there for you. And so I love that. So I'm going to bring up Miss Ellie and we can all be on here for just a minute. I'm sitting with two computers, so I keep grabbing the wrong mouse. Oh, that one's not working. Oh, technology. Hello, beautiful.
Hello.
So do you girls know each other?
We don't.
We do now.
We do now.
Hello.
So you were both all three of us were in the A360I group. So that's where I met both of you ladies. And, Pete Vargas has done such a tremendous service to the nation. Well, even possibly the world. There's so many people kicking it into gear since COVID happened, since Rise Up World happened. And, just about all of us are connected through that. So I'm truly blessed that has happened. And yes, so I appreciate your sweet words, Lynn, about, the Coach Summit. And, my heart is absolutely, I want to help you guys. And obviously at the same time, I'm launching onlytheinspired.com, but in no way, shape or form, am I having you guys on here only because you're going to be on there? Because that is not the case. I'm showcasing you guys no matter what, and hopefully, yeah. And so, hot flash. It's really hard to have, live conversations when you have flashes going on.
I bet you there's a coach for that.
I bet there is. And so, I just have my own heater, and you got to laugh at stuff like that, right? So, yes, I appreciate you being here, Lynn, and I will put everything in the group, and so people will be able to reach out to you, and I will put the website there. So it won't be ready till the end of the month or whatever, but at least it'll be there, and so they'll be able to get in touch with you.
Absolutely.
Yes. And I think you're absolutely beautiful, and I love what you're doing. And I love that you want to reach lots and lots and lots of people. That's what I want to do too. Yeah. I didn't feel comfortable only reaching a few. I want to make a global impact, and it's like, all right, how can we do that? And so, yes, just like you're saying, you have to do one to many to reach big numbers. And so I love that. Yes.
Well, thank you. And I think every single one of us on these interviews are going to reach a lot of people. And I think that you've given us a great opportunity. And I look forward to connecting with all the other coaches because I just think you're serving so many people with this summit, and it's much appreciated. And just like I had said to you earlier, and you repeated earlier in this call, if you would like me to do this for you, that would be the best gift that I can give you as a thank you for giving this to all of us.
Okay. And I might reach out. I might have a spot on Tuesday. So I don't know what your schedule is.
Well, we'll have to talk about it, and I'll check.
Yeah, we'll talk about it, but it would be fun. It would be fun. It would be awkward, obviously, for me to interview myself. So
No, I will have to do that.
All right, thank you so much, and make sure everybody, if you have questions, you could put them in the chat for Lynn. She could always check them later, or reach out to her in the group. So, and make sure that you share the message, because what she's doing is absolutely so important. And both her and Ellie, we're all talking about finding the superpower, finding your unique, finding you. She is more about finding you. Yeah, and so. Yes, I'm super excited. This is what it's all about, because a lot of time we go the majority of our life not truly knowing who we are. And once you find that, then we light up. It's like, yay, I am finally here. I've arrived. Yay. So I love it. Yes. So awesome. I am going to hide you now, Miss Lynn, and we will talk to you later. Thank you so much for being here.
Bye-bye, Ellie. Good to see you.
All right. Bye. Hello, how are you doing?
I am unbelievable. How are you?
I'm good. We have the rock star in the house.
It has been a life-changing week. So
oh, really? So did you have your interview?
I did on Tuesday.
Okay, so just a little quick rundown on Miss Ellie. So I met her, I think it was in May, and she was in lockdown in LA. And since COVID started, she started 3 businesses and wrote a book.
Look, it's here.
Yay!
It's here.
She was just interviewed by Jack Canfield this week. So I want to hear more about that.
He signed it.
So you saw him in person.
Oh, yeah. And he's the front cover, wrong way, front cover.
Uh-huh.
So excited. It was amazing. He's so, it was life-changing. It was so good.
So tell us a little bit about it.
So I went to Santa Barbara, which is where Jack Canfield lives, and got to hang out with his whole team, and they're just incredible. And we had an amazing morning together. We were chit-chatting and talking, and then we filmed an episode of his Talking About Success television show. And then we got to hang out some more, and I'll be going back and doing more episodes and getting to continue that relationship with him and his team. So it was amazing. It was, yeah, he's an incredible man.
And who would have thought about, 6 months ago that would be happening?
Right? Like that literally I would write a book. It would be published. The front cover testimonial is Jack Canfield. The forward is Laurel Langmeyer, who's also in the Transformational Leadership Council, was also in the movie The Secret, is, an incredible resource. Yeah, life is skyrocketing, and it's all about serving. And now is the time to really get out there and serve people. Absolutely. And Miss Ellie is one of our coaches. Woo! Yay. So you were one of my first interviews that we did. So that we actually recorded it May 21st. And so it'll be interesting after you watch that to see how that feels to you, because so much has happened in 2.5 months. Huge amount. Yes. So I'm super excited about that. And so, I want everybody to think about a few questions, right? So have you been living the life that you want? And do you even know what that life is? And if not, why? So do you know how to get that life and what steps to take? And would a coach make that easier for you? And we talked a little bit about that with Lynn, just sometimes the different perspectives. And it could be one comment is like, oh my gosh, you just opened up my whole world by, talking to somebody who's been in that space, who knows what it's like to be on the other side. You know, in Lynn's perspective, she was living the life that everybody else expected her to live. And, you know, if you look at my girls and I did this we did this years ago. So we have a whole bunch of movie collections, right? And so we wrote down all of the movies where the parents are trying to force what they want their kids to do on their kids. And there was just huge amounts of that. Where, you know, I want you to go to this college. I want you to play football. I want you to get this job because that's what everybody in the family's done. And so that happens a lot. But what about us? Just like she was talking about Superman. Did anybody actually ask Superman what he wanted to do? And so talking about superpowers. So Miss Ellie wrote her book on finding your own superpowers. And it's crazy how many people have used that term since I met you. Talking about superpowers. And but I absolutely love how you got started in this, and it was just an innocent conversation with some friends. And so we're going to get more into that in the interview. Yay. Yay. So is there anything you want to share before we watch the interview?
I'm just excited to see all that has happened since then, because it's crazy what happens when you align your purpose and when you step into your power and you're living your authentic, empowered life. You're not living the life that your parents dictate or society dictates or you think you should be living. But when you free yourself of all that external noise and center yourself and step into your own power and live your truth and live your calling, it's incredible how fast you skyrocket.
And you are, yes, you're on a rocket ship right now. And she's an attorney. Yeah. So, and this is so outside of the box of what she does for a living, which is, it's funny. And, you know, why limit yourself? Right? Yep. All right. So I am going to share my screen and we're going to play her video. So make sure that you put in the chat where you're coming from. And if you have any questions for Ellie, and then I'm going to bring her back up and then we're going to do a question and answer session. And so I'm going to share my screen. Will you mute yourself? And then we'll bring you back up after. Okay. All right. See you in a few. This is Robin Leslie with OnlyTheInspired.com doing another amazing coach interview. So I have the beautiful Ellie Sheffy here today, and she has just absolutely gone bonkers since the lockdown. She has written a whole book. She has started 3 businesses, but you know, what we're going to talk about today is awesome, and it's going to help you find your superpowers inside. And I know we all look for that and don't know how to actually find it, so I will have her tell you more. So in a couple minutes, describe who you are and how you help people, find their superpowers.
Hi, Robin. Well, in a few words, my name is Ellie, as you said. I'm an attorney. I'm an author, an entrepreneur, a business strategist, a coach, a speaker. You name it, I do it. I specialize in providing easy to implement step-by-step solutions that empower my clients and facilitate their success.
Awesome. So what do you mean exactly by superpowers?
So by superpowers, first of all, we all have them, even though a lot of people will say, oh, what do you mean superpower? I'm just ordinary. No. We all have something that is unique to us that just makes us extra awesome. A lot of times it's the things that we don't realize. It's that unconscious competence. It's the things that your friends come to you for. It's the things that your friends ask you about, that you're the go-to person for in your area. So with the book, I like to walk you through the process of helping you uncover that, to figure out, what do you know? What are you really good at? And most importantly, what do you love? And then look for the intersections and the overlaps on that. So we walk through exercises like, what do people ask you for? What do they want your advice about? So I help you step by step to uncover your superpower that then you can turn into a monetizable business.
Yay. So I'm curious. All right. So you're an attorney. What made you start this business or pivot or, do something besides the attorney thing? Because this has nothing to do with that. So what was it that switched in you that made you want to help people find their superpowers?
Well, great question, Robin. Like you said, this really doesn't have anything to do with law. But I actually first became an entrepreneur over 30 years ago, primarily because life necessitated it. So we've all heard the saying, necessity is the mother of invention.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was young, my family didn't really have money. So I've been an entrepreneur in some way, shape, or form since I was about 10. Just because we had enough for the basics, but if I wanted a new pair of shoes, if I wanted a new toy, if anything that I wanted that was extra, I had to earn the money for, and I had to buy myself. So that led to a lot of creativity. And so the skills I learned as a young entrepreneur then really came back around and helped me when I became an adult and I started different companies. So those early lessons have served me quite well in that 30-some years of entrepreneurship since. And while I do have an extensive background as an entrepreneur, like you mentioned, this current business came about during COVID. So my superpower that I'm known for in my circle is I'm the problem solver. I'm super creative and I can figure things out. I'm extremely tenacious. I look for opportunity everywhere. I know there's a solution in there somewhere, and I'm the one that figures it out. So when COVID hit and a lot of my friends who are entrepreneurs started to lose their businesses, started to have to shut down, or maybe their spouse got laid off and now they needed money, I was determined to figure it out because I love my friends and I didn't want to see all of their hard work go down the drain. So I did what so many of us are doing, like you and I right now. I said, hey, let's hop on a Zoom call. Let's get online. Let's figure this out. We're going to brainstorm and I'm going to help you figure out how you can keep your existing client base, how you can pivot, how you can diversify. Let's figure out a plan so you can come out on the other side of this. And so we did. We hopped on a call. It took us about 3 hours, but at the end of that call, they each had an implementable plan. They were starting to take action steps on the call, and they were able to diversify and pivot and expand. And so now they're doing great. But they all said, oh my God, you have to write a book. Like, if you can do this for us in 3 hours, there's so many people out there that need this information. You just need to write a book. And so I did. I sat down in quarantine, in lockdown during this time, and I wrote Unlocking Your Superpower, 8 Steps to Turn Your Existing Knowledge into Income. And literally it is a step-by-step guide of how to figure out what you know, how to figure out what you're good at, how to figure out really the intersection of those with your passions, And then how to figure out how you can use those to solve a problem or alleviate a frustration or a need, or maybe just make somebody's life easier or more convenient. And then once we have that figured out, it's about figuring out who you want to serve. Who's your ideal client? Where are they? How do you find them? Once we get that, then it's okay. Now you need a brand. So what does that look like? And what's your brand identity and your brand values and your brand voice? And I walk you through establishing your brand. After that, everybody needs a tribe because it takes a village, y'all, for sure. You need that peer support. Just like here, it's a tribe of coaches. We all need a tribe. So then I'm going to walk everybody through how you find your tribe. The tribe is going to be there as your mentors, your coaches. It's going to be there to support you, to act as brainstorming, but it's also a way that you can network, co-brand, partner, create affiliate programs, referral programs, that kind of thing. So once the book walks you through all of that, then it's about, okay, now we need to increase your visibility and your engagement. So walk you through that. And then how do you monetize everything? What's your product suite like? What's your funnel like? How do you master your upsell? How do you even know how much to charge? So it goes through all of that. And then now you've got all this. Well, now we need to create some staying power because I know you didn't go through all that for nothing. So then we talk about how do you create your staying power, and then how do you celebrate your success. So it literally goes step by step by step by step by step, all using free resources. Because I know they tell us that you gotta have money to make money, but I've never believed that. And all of my businesses I've started without, a bunch of money. That's just nonsense. So walks you through everything, and I'm super proud of that. And I'm super proud that, out of COVID comes this playbook that's accessible for all of us.
Well, and yeah, coming from a obviously you've been an entrepreneur. Sorry about the itchy throat. It's like you've been marketing for years, just all the steps and everything that you're doing it's awesome. And, probably my favorite part about that is the celebrating your wins. Because a lot of times, we have this big vision of what we want to do, and it might not be all the way, but you still have to celebrate. You have to celebrate and appreciate, every little baby step that you do, because it's a step closer.
Absolutely. We have to celebrate our wins. We have to celebrate the whole journey, because it is a journey. And every step, you're meeting incredible people. You're finding about yourself. You're finding out about others. You're helping people. Your whole business is designed to solve a problem or alleviate a frustration or meet a need or make somebody's life more convenient, or easier. What's more awesome than that? I mean, it's just, and it's fun. It's fun to celebrate yourself and pat yourself on the back and acknowledge your wins.
And especially if you could do that in what you are super good at and what you're passionate about, that's a win by itself.
Yeah.
Instead of, being stuck doing something you don't love, this is something that you're doing on purpose because it's what you're great at. I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Life's too short to do drudgery. I mean, I know we have to sometimes, but when you're starting a business and you're choosing it, may as well pick something you love.
Absolutely. So describe your ultimate vision for your business.
So for this business, my ultimate vision is really that the book helps a lot of people. These are some crazy times. And I think not only have a lot of people seen effects from it, but I think those effects are going to be continuing for a while. And so I wrote the book as a passion to help my friends. And it really is my vision that it continues to help people. So I want to see this book help people to unlock their inner entrepreneur, to provide additional revenue for themselves, for their family, to feel empowered, to feel limitless, like they can do anything, because we all have a business within us that we can like create. We can all do it.
Right. Well, and you're showing possibilities. Do you have a picture of the book? I know you have it on your email.
I do.
So if you guys think it takes years to write a book, she's been on lockdown in LA for, and she had this done, the 3 businesses and a book all done in 9 weeks. So there's no more excuses, guys. That is amazing. Unlocking your superpowers. That's awesome.
I'm so excited. And, I've been asked by people who've gotten to preview the book. It's with the editor and the formatter right now. So they're doing their thing. But for the people that inspired the book, my friends who were on that initial Zoom call who've gotten to read it, I've been asked by them to develop a course that goes even deeper. And to start coaching people on it, especially since, the book's in pre-order, but it's still going through editing and formatting. So in the interim, because this is so time sensitive, I took my friends up on it. So there's a course in development that'll be out in a few weeks, and I've started coaching people. They just reach out and say, hey, can you look at my business plan, or can we brainstorm, or I need more clients, can you help me find them? Or I need to diversify my business and find some ancillary products. Can you help me with that? So yeah, my vision is just that I can continue to do more of that and help more people. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Like, I'm loving it.
Well, and to take your friends that are struggling from 0 to 3 hours where they're already implementing and have a plan and all that kind of stuff, that's super impressive. It didn't take months. It took 3 hours, and just focus and actually, getting down to the core of things. That's just amazing. So what beliefs do you have that set you apart from your competition? And I believe in collaboration, but we all have our different perspective on things. So I'm curious what yours is.
So I think I touched on it a little bit, and in case it's not just oozing out of me, my tenacity. I am a problem solver. There is always a solution. Where there's a will, there's a way. I will not be defeated. I do not believe in saying things are impossible. I know everything happens for us, not to us. And I will turn over every needle until I find the solution. So I think it's just so much who I am, and it really fuels what I do. I'm tenacious. I will not take no. We will figure it out together. Like, to your point of collaboration, we will figure it out together. We will brainstorm, we will figure it out, and we will use free resources, and they exist, and there is an answer, and we will find it.
Yay. Yay. So my next question, it's pretty, I think it's pretty evident, is do you have a support network of friends or family that, supports you during your business launches? Are you doing this all on your own? Because there's a lot of people on both sides of that. So I'm just curious. So it sounds like your friends are there to support you. Are you frozen? I think you might be frozen. Hold on just a minute, people. Okay, we had a little blooper there, but we are back. So the question was, and it sounds like you do have this network of friends, but do you have the support network of friends and family that are encouraging you and backing you up in this? Or are you doing this all on your own?
Well, I am technically a one-woman show. I do it on my own, but my friends are amazing. And like I said, I launched this for them. They know that I love them so much, and I have their back, and they've got mine. And, they read the book, and they're encouraging the course, and I coach them. Now they come to me, and we work together to keep the momentum going and to continue allowing them to expand. So I'm really, really grateful. I mean, it goes back to what you said about collaboration, and also goes back to the whole section I have in the book on finding your tribe. Because even though technically I am alone, I'm single, I don't have any kids. So technically, I don't have any family, right here. Technically, I'm alone, but I'm never really alone because I create this amazing tribe. And so, yeah, takes a village, like I said. It always takes a village. And if you are alone, find your village and you'll never be alone.
Exactly. Or create it.
Yeah.
Yes. So my tribe, obviously, it's called Only the Inspired. Inspired people. Yes, that is my tribe, because we just lift each other up because we're on fire and moving forward. Yeah. Yes. And so, yeah, sometimes you got to create that a little bit.
And how empowering is it that you get to choose your tribe? You get to find the tribe that resonates with you.
Well, and sometimes it took me a while to do that, and I know the ones that repel me. I know I do not want to hang out with certain people, but there's others that I crave to be around because of the mind expanding conversations and stuff like that. So, and so you could absolutely choose. Can't really choose your family, but family doesn't have to be blood either, though. Yeah,
absolutely. Good point.
Yeah. So what is your favorite thing about your business?
Oh, my favorite thing about my business, both this one and all of them, is empowering people. I thrive. I live for helping people to unlock their own superpowers, to reach their dreams, to believe in themselves, to feel empowered, to know that they can do it, to see possibility. So that is everything to me. That hands down my favorite thing is helping people to move closer to the life of their dreams, to be able to impact themselves and their families. It's the best.
Yay. And what inspires you? What are you passionate about?
Making a difference, changing the world, lifting people up, giving a voice to the voiceless, working for justice. I mean, that's the whole attorney part of me, is, working with the judiciary and upholding the law and fighting for justice. With the nonprofits I work with, it's all about empowerment and uplifting and coming out stronger and better than before. Having people really know that anything is possible. It really is. The possibilities are out there, and sometimes it doesn't feel like that, but I live for uncovering those possibilities for people and helping them to see that they exist.
Yay. And who inspires you? Who's one of your people?
I am inspired by, first and foremost, by visionaries who live authentically and who use their voice for good and their platforms for good. People who see possibilities and who create possibilities, who create opportunities, who really put their money where their mouth is. So that would be people like Richard Branson or Oprah or Tony Robbins or Malala, like people who just get out there and live with a heart of service, live to make a difference, see endless possibilities, create opportunities for people, and live
like you.
They're my tribe.
Yes.
I'm also hugely inspired, though, by the people behind the scenes who still live like that, who don't get the recognition, who don't have the visibility, who don't necessarily have the public platforms, but who live to make a difference. Whether that's people who are bringing clean water to places that don't have, whether that's frontline workers people in the medical profession, whether that's our first responders, who are running into danger when the rest of us are coming out. Whether it's the people who are foster parents, or who run orphanages, or who are trauma counselors, teachers, you name it. The people who really are in the trenches without the glory, without the spotlight, but who every single day live to make a difference.
Awesome. So, and if you look around, it's so easy to find those people. Yes, I love that.
Yeah,
so,
heroes are everywhere.
They are. Yeah. So if you could leave one tip or golden nugget for the people listening, and it was the only thing that you could say, and this is the only chance you could say it, what would that be?
Your voice matters. Your message matters. You matter. Your life's important. You are seen. You are heard. You are valued. And you're limitless.
You are just amazing. Just your spirit and your heart and your energy. Holy moly. You have so much passion and such a great outlook on life. It's wonderful. So is there anything else? I know that you're gonna give a 30-minute consultation for anybody who wants it. So you would go to elliesheffy.com. So it's ELLIESHEFI.com. And there'll be a place for you to either send an email or input your name and email for that. And so that is what she is offering. Is there anything else that you would like to leave the audience today?
It would be my honor to help you with anything you need. Let's figure out what your superpower is. Let's figure out what your business might need. I would be honored to help you, especially right now. Let's get you up and going. If you want a copy of the book, you can grab it at booksbyellie.com. But go to elliesheffy.com, book your consultation with me. Let's sit down, let's brainstorm, let's get you up and running.
Yay! All right, thank you so very much for being here today. You are just a big ball of light for everybody, and just your beaming of energy, and I absolutely love it. And you have a wonderful thing that you're doing and helping, and with the free resources and all that kind of stuff. That's it's a gift, because there's a lot of expensive tools out there.
Yeah, that we don't need.
Yeah, it's overwhelming, and people might not go forward because of those kind of things. But I love that you're giving free tools where people could actually launch their business in a personal, inspiring business to them. So that's wonderful. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, Robin.
Yes.
It's been so much fun.
Yes. Thank you so much. And we will see you soon. Thank you, everybody, for being here, and share the video. And it's going to be an awesome day. Stay safe. All right. So what was that like for you?
That was crazy. I now have a team of 6 amazing, incredible women who are just as passionate as I am about all of this. Unlocking Your Superpower has launched. The book is out. They can get a signed copy at booksbyellie.com, or they can, because it's such an important resource, they can go to Amazon and get the Kindle version for just 99 cents. So I am making it as easy as possible for people to get that step-by-step playbook in your hands. Go get it, launch your business, 99 cents for a Kindle version. There's a 75-page workbook that will walk you through all kinds of exercises that is free. You can download that. on booksbyellie.com. You can grab that free workbook. You can get your Kindle version for 99 cents. You can launch your own business. You can unlock your superpower, start living your dream, providing for yourself and your family. I'm so excited. It's crazy the difference a few months makes. I mean, the e-course is done. The coaching programs, both individual and group, are launched. There's a live workshop series that's coming in September. We've also launched You Are Not Your Scars, which is a women's movement, and Made to Change the World, which is a youth movement, and Creating an Impervious Mind, which is a mindset movement. Things are just exploding because we all need resources right now. And like, what an incredible time to connect with other inspired leaders and to step into our passion for service and to serve powerfully and to show up powerfully and to get resources into people's hands to help them.
Awesome. So have you ever in your life been this creative where all of these things were coming to you and now they're out there? And we're talking just a few months, and look at all of the things that you have out there. Have you ever had this flood of creativity before where you took action on it?
I'm still running 2 schools at the university, and I'm still the staff attorney to a federal judge. So I'm still, working all my full-time jobs and, speaking and on podcasts and being interviewed and things like that. I think it's just the energy of the time that this is the time. We are at such a pivotal moment in history. I mean, I'm still on lockdown. So, we're in month 5. And this is the time where we can really step up and be of service, and where people need resources. I mean, it's an uncertain time. I don't think any of us thought in March that we'd still be in lockdown in August. At least I didn't. I mean, that was not, I thought, okay, this will be a few weeks, this will be a month. I'll just crank out what I can and then life will go back to normal. And I think what we're seeing is that this is the new normal and life is different. And to be able to use my lifetime of problem-solving skills and creativity and resourcefulness to put together resources that can now serve others as we go through this challenging time and this new normal, and figure out for ourselves, what does that mean? What is this new normal? What do we want? What does life look like? How do we adapt?
Mm-hmm. Well, and if anybody's got any excuses about I don't have enough time, that's a BS story right there.
Yep.
All it takes is a little passion and a little focus. So you said you have a team of 6 people now?
I do. I've gone from flying completely solo to 6 incredible women who are just as driven and just as dedicated to providing resources to entrepreneurs, resources to women, resources to empower the mind, resources to empower the next generation. And, we all understand that this is time sensitive. These are the times when people need resources. Mm-hmm. And so we don't have the luxury to say, we'll get to it when we get to it. It's, how fast can we get needed resources into people's hands and in their hands in a way that's accessible. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I launched the Kindle version first, and why it's only 99 cents, and why the workbook is free. It's about practical, easy to implement, step-by-step tools that you can use right now without excuse. Not, I don't have time, not, I don't know how, not, I can't afford it. It's 99 cents and it's free and it's available, and it walks you through step by step by step. And it gives you the exercises. If you implement throughout the book, by the end of the book, you actually have a functioning business. So the time is now. No excuses. It's out there. It's totally doable. We can all do it.
That is so beautiful. And so I hope you guys understand this. So obviously her business wasn't affected, right? She's still doing her thing. But because 4 of her friends own businesses and they were put at a standstill, she jumped in there as like, okay, let's fix this problem because it's a problem. And that's just her and her immediate circle of friends. So how many people right now need that same advice? And so I'm curious how your friends are doing now with those businesses that you started that day.
They're doing, came up with the pivot plan and the diversification plan. And one of my favorite things to do is take a situation and figure out ancillary and complementary products and services and people and partnerships and things that you can do to expand your impact or to expand your reach without costing you anything. So being able to figure out, well, what else do people need before, during, or after whatever it is that I do? Or if they like what I do, what else would they like that's similar? And how can I either capitalize on that or piggyback with someone who's doing that, or create win-win situations with people who are offering those things, make a referral program, an affiliate program, any kind of loyalty bonuses, you name it, the sky's the limit, and creating all those things is free. So we did that on that call. And so they've really been able to implement those things. And whether that's getting a card in their friends' physical subscription boxes, or getting their product in those physical subscription boxes that their friends have. So now they're reaching a wider audience. So they're doing that. They've been able to say, okay, if my business was reliant on tourism and now tourism has stopped, has slowed, but people are at home and they need activities that they can do at home as a family, how can I tweak my business and have it be online where people can have these same kind of experiences with their family? And so they were able to pivot in that regard as well. So they've gone from physical businesses that, one was a pet sitter, and obviously if people aren't traveling, they don't really need pet sitters. So we talked about, okay, well, if people are home, what else do they need for their pets? And she came up with holistic dog treats. And that was a way then that she could keep her existing clients, because she's still interacting with them, and get that into subscription boxes, get that into the hands of her existing clients, and give them extra to give to people in the neighborhood, which now gets her new clients from other pet owners in the neighborhood. Again, doesn't cost her anything. And it's something she can do social distancing. She can either put them in the mail or drive to her clients' houses and leave these little care packages of the treats on their doorstep. There were online scavenger hunts we came up with. I mean, you name it, we've done it. And they're all doing great. Just implementing those pivot plans that we came up with.
That's awesome. So you're like a walking brainstorm. And I love brainstorming.
I love it.
Brainstorming.
I love it. I've never had a problem I didn't like.
Well, and that's a great way to look at it. Yeah. Well, and I hope you guys are paying attention. So we drive our lives through questions that we ask. And you can ask disempowering questions, or you can ask empowering questions. So you could, what she keeps asking is, how can I? And so we have these tremendous computers. And if you ask them, and I've given this example before, why am I fat? Well, if you ask the brain that, I'm going to give you all of the reasons why you're fat, right? You love cookies, you're lazy, you know, all the reasons why you're fat. If you ask the question, how can I? lose weight and have fun doing it. Well, I could go, walking with my friends. I could take my dog for a walk. I could, get that video that I wanted to do. I could join the, gym, maybe not at the moment, but how can I? It opens up to any possibility in my mind. How can I keep in the same niche, but now that part's not working? How can I shift? How can I expand? How can I reach more people? How can I? That is such a super important question. And you get amazing answers when you do that. So I hope you guys pay attention to the questions you're asking yourself. And so when I was at Date with Destiny, Tony Robbins talks about your primary question. And if you ask questions where you can't get a positive answer, you need to be aware of that and change that. So at the time, I was super frustrated. Why can't I reach the goals that I want the most? Why can't I? Well, here's all the reasons why you can't. Change that. How can I?
Yep.
So build a dream business. Anything like that.
Yeah. So my primary Date with Destiny is how can I live my divine passion and purpose even more fully right now, radiating God's grace and love.
Okay. Was that the question that you went to Date with Destiny with?
Absolutely not.
Okay. What's that question?
I don't even remember life before Date with Destiny. I have so reprogrammed myself. And I actually keep it right there, right on the wall.
Your big poster? I have my poster downstairs.
Yeah. So I made a big version when we were there, and then I've made smaller versions, and they're posted all around my house. So up here in my office, I have this smaller version, but right there, how can I live my divine passion and purpose even more fully right now, radiating God's grace and love?
So was that a huge aha for you? The primary question? It was for me.
My mission statement. So my personal mission statement is the purpose of my life is to fully embrace and experience life, truly live every moment with grace and gratitude, do good, and inspire myself and others daily.
Yay. So what year did you go?
Last year.
Oh, you went last year. Isn't it amazing? Oh my gosh, that's my ultimate happy place. I had so many breakthroughs at Date with Destiny. Wow.
Unrecognizable since UPW in November and Date with Destiny in December.
Awesome. Yes, I did both of those in 2011. Yeah, so I did one in November, UPW, first firewalk on my 40th birthday, and then I did Date with Destiny the next month. And oh my gosh, yes, love it, love it, love it. This is, this whole Coach Summit is all about promoting Tony Robbins. Well, he is impacted and wouldn't. All right, so that is when I first went to a Tony Robbins event. My goal changed because I didn't have quite clarity. I knew I wanted to make a difference, but how would that feel to have that ripple effect everywhere where millions of people, you have completely shifted the way they think. And each one of us has that opportunity. We have that ability. With the internet, we could reach anywhere and anybody in any country, and with your message, and find that message and then get it out there. And that's what, and I'm so proud to be able to, I feel like I'm part of the cool kids club, with all of these coaches. Yeah, with all of these coaches, it's like, I am so excited to be connected with these amazing people because they finally found it. And sometimes it takes some time to find it. And if you need help finding that thing that lights you up, reach out. And that's what Only the Inspired is about, is to inspire the nation to raise the vibration of the planet, because we could do that. And if we all lock arms, what could we accomplish? Holy moly, anything. Yeah. So it makes me super excited. And I love what you're doing, and you're following what you learned, those empowering questions. How can I? And it brings just nothing but ideas to you.
So yay.
And proximity is power. And so it's surround yourself with like-minded people. I mean, if you look around your circle and you're not inspired, you don't have a circle, you have a cage. Like, get out. Find a tribe, find a circle that inspires you, that lifts you up, that helps you, that is always saying, here, take my hand, let's walk together, or let me help you. Let me make your road easier because I've already walked it. I mean, the power of a coach, it's invaluable. As Tony says, every single person out there has a coach. Like, even Tony has a coach. Everybody has a coach. You want somebody that's done it before you, that's walked through it, so they can help you compress decades into days. They can help you go further faster. They can help you figure it out. They can guide you. They can make it easier for you. Why should you have to struggle the same way they did? Like, struggle's not a badge of honor. It's not like, yay, I spun my wheels and got really frustrated for 10 years so I could finally get there. Like, why? Find somebody who's done it, learn from them, and then improve on what they've done, put your own spin on it, and do it better, and do it faster, and do it easier.
And you save all the headache and the wasted money and time, and and you could have a coach in each area of your life. And so how fast could you go? I struggle with health. Okay, find that coach. Mm-hmm. I struggle with my business. Find that coach. I struggle with passion or healing. Find that coach. And we could go so much faster. And that is, the huge part of that about this Coach Summit is it's just showing the variety of backgrounds, right? I have doctors, I have nurses, I have 2 attorneys. There's just amazing people in here, and I'm so grateful to be connected with them. And what she was saying about your tribe, and you don't have to hate on your tribe that you have now, but find the like-minded ones. And so what I envision with Only Then Inspired, I don't envision people joining and just learning stuff. I envision them joining and automatically they start going up because everybody in the group is going up. And I want to help exactly raise the vibration of the planet. And, go in and it's the natural progression. Everybody's moving up. So bring your friends and family and spread the word. And because anything's possible. And today was just a badass day with
yes.
Lynn. We're just amazing, and I'm so glad to have you guys here. Yay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So do you want to share anything else, or are you all good?
I'm just so excited that you're putting together this resource for everyone. Everyone out there, take advantage of it. Find the coach that works for you in whatever area of life that you need. Take advantage of this incredible resource that Robin is putting out there into this world. What a gift it is. If COVID has affected your income, go get the 99-cent Kindle version. The price will go back up to normal. I just wanted to launch it and give people some time to grab it at 99 cents. Get your free workbook, launch your business.
And then join us because you need like-minded people. Absolutely. And I've said it a few times. I love that you're giving free resources because being in this business, the entrepreneur space, is not cheap.
Yeah. There
are so many super expensive tools. Not that they're not amazing, but it could stop somebody from moving forward. And I love you have the roadmap for them to create a business for 99 cents with free resources. And then I'm trying to create that other, the other resource to make it as affordable as possible because coaching's not cheap. Hands down, coaching is not cheap. And so I'm trying to make it as affordable for anybody could do that. So you would get access to Ellie and you get access to health and fitness coaches and all, just everything for so
cheap. So please take Ellie up on her 30-minute call. And so under in the group, Ellie is going to be available, so you can ask her any questions. Under the announcements tab in the Only the Inspired group, you'll see the guy going like this, and it'll say giveaways. That's where I'm going to have the contact information for her and for Lynn to get those 30-minute consultations. And then I'll have the books by Ellie and then Lynn's website. So I have all of the coaches giveaways under that tab. So make sure you check that out. And then reach out to them right there in the group and invite your friends and share the videos. Let's help share the love, because you know, probably at least 2/3 of the people that you know are looking for something else, or they're just not satisfied with life. Let's fix that. Let's, bring them up. Yay.
Absolutely. Take my hand. Let's go.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for being here. Hold on. I got to talk about who's going to be here tomorrow. I got all my little sheets here, 1,000 sheets. All right. So tomorrow, and I am not sure if either one of them will be live with us because they're probably going to be drooling on their pillows. So I have husband and wife duo tomorrow. I have Wasim and Gina Debussy. And so they live in Australia. So when we go live, it'll probably be like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. They might not join us here, but they're both in the group. And so Wasim is amazing. He's a business coach. He's also a fitness coach. And Gina, she helps kids get through school and find purpose and help them succeed in life. And so I'm super excited about tomorrow's interviews. Like I said, they probably won't be here live because they're on the other side of the planet from me. So that is who's coming up tomorrow. So thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate you. You got a couple days left of the $47 a month for Only the Inspired. So jump on that. That's less than half of what it costs for one coaching session with one coach. And so jump on that. The regular price, when we get there, will be $127 a month. So the price is going up on Monday. So jump on it, onlytheinspired.com. Thank you very much, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much, Ellie, for being here.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.